The Armstrong School District Open Caucus session of September 7th, 2017 is about to begin. If you would stand with us for a moment of reflection, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Burdell.
Here.
Mr. Chauncey.
Here.
Mr. Close.
Here.
Ms. Lote. Dr. Lobby.
Here.
Mr. Mulroy.
Here.
Mr. Rarick.
Here.
Mr. Skate.
Here.
Ms. Walker.
Here.
The Board of School Directors of Armstrong School District convened an executive session on Thursday, September 7th at 6:45 p.m. in the Faculty Lounge of West Hills Intermediate School in Katanning for discussion of real estate and litigation.
Thank you. At this time, I'll turn it over to Mr. DeVivo to introduce the new student board representatives for 2017-18 school year.
Yeah, tonight we have some special guests. I'll let Dr. Williams introduce the new members and our returning members.
First up from West Shamokin, we have Senior Representative Evan Marino, who you may recall served in this capacity well last school year, and Junior Representative Eric Perkins.
Hi, it's great to be back. I hope you all had a wonderful summer. I've been having a great summer too. I took up employment at the Pittsburgh Heritage Society, so I'm doing a lot of museum work there. I am in National Honor Society. I'm captain of the quiz bowl team, and we think we're going to go pretty far this year. We have got I'm on the cross country team. I'm in the FCA, and I hope that I can have a great time this year with you guys because I really like coming.
Well, thanks. We have you.
Hi, I'm Eric. I'm a junior this year. I'm on the soccer team. We look like we're going to be a pretty good playoff contender this year. I'm president of the FCA, Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Got some new leadership in there this year, so it'll be interesting to see how we can expand that club. I'm a student ambassador and a member of the Leo Club, and I'm on the quiz bowl team. And I'm excited to see how this experience goes. I'm excited to be here.
Thank you.
Eric, is a small token of our appreciation. We have a small gift for you for agreeing to spend a lot of your time, effort, and energy to come to board meetings. Some are shorter than others. We'll find out along the way. Thank you.
Thanks again. Hope you enjoy your time here.
Next up from Armstrong Junior Senior High School, we have Senior Representative Taylor Marketell and Junior Representative Emily Hopper.
Hi, I'm Taylor. I'm in band. I'm the drum major for Armstrong Band. We're doing fantastic this year. I encourage you to come out Friday night if you can. Come see a game. Our football team's been doing well so far. I'm so glad to be back in. I was really excited when Mr. Rommel came up to me and was like, "Hey, I want you back." Blah blah blah. I was like, "Yes." I'm in AHS. I just got accepted last year, so that's really cool. I'm in quiz bowl as well. I did not well in quiz bowl. I tried though. I've done Suco in the past. I want to get back into it this year. I didn't do it last year because I was doing a lot of class cabinet week, design prom, did all that fun stuff. But thank you for letting me come back. It's an honor to be here. Pleasure to see you all again.
Hi, I'm Emily Hopper. I am our junior representative from Armstrong this year. I'm very excited to have this opportunity. I'm in Stuco, Leo Club, Garden Club, Key Club. I'm the president of Interact Club. In class cabinet, I plan on applying to NHS. I'm on the golf team and the bowling team. And I work at Rachel's Roadhouse over in Katanning. And this past summer, I attended the Hobie Hugh O'Brien Youth Leadership Conference at Washington and Jefferson College.
You sure you didn't graduate already? I'll give you this little token and
Thank you.
thank you for your time you'll spend here.
Good to see
Thank
you.
you once again. And for all of you, I mean, it's just great for me to see such enthusiastic youth involved in so many things and so passionate about doing this sort of thing and want to be involved with it. It's, you know, I just, it's great for me to see that in the younger people. It's, love it. Thanks again.
Unfortunately, I have to leave. I was working tonight, and Mr. Rummel yesterday just comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, there's a meeting. I want you to be there." I was like, "Yeah." So
That's fine. Obviously, you got a lot going on, and for the rest, if it's, you know, you got a lot going on. So if it gets about 9 o'clock, if we're here that time, and if things are still going on, you can be excused at that time. And at any time, you know, feel free to. You've got a lot going on, so.
thank you.
Don't be
Good evening.
bashful. Okay, central office reports?
A couple items of note this evening. Obviously, we start school on Tuesday. By all accounts, after speaking with all of our principals and building visitations, we're off to a very good start. Minor hiccups here and there, like always, at every beginning of the school year, but for the most part, we're off and running. Activities are going strong. Teachers are beginning to teach. Students are smiling. The ones I saw, it's early. It's really good to see. It's exciting. We've had, I think this is the longest break we've had in a number of years, 3 full months. So it'll take us a while to get back full swing, but things are looking pretty good at this point. Update with the Shannon project. We got in on time as expected. There's some minor cosmetic things going on in the evenings after the students are gone, some painting and some other minor things that are done, but by all counts, the building is 95% complete. They'll wrap that up over the next month, get the boiler up and running before October, and we should have that project behind us. Anybody would like to take a look at it, do a walkthrough, we'll be happy to do that. And as we're finishing that one up, I know you probably don't want to hear this, but the Ellerton one is beginning to ramp up in terms of preparation for that. We have a meeting next week with the ESCO people regarding the Ellerton Elementary project. They want to come next month and update the board in terms of cost projections and scope of work, and they'll be here next month to give you an update on that as well. The athletic complex at the high school is well underway. Bleachers are done, lights are up, the final grading for the field and the track, press box is in. Started laying some of the turf today, I believe. The bid opening for the field house work will be next Wednesday, I believe. So we're well on our way there as well. So other than that, administrators, have any further updates? Okay, I think we're good.
Okay. Oh, public comments on agenda items this evening. Go to the regular monthly meeting agenda. Any reports we want to highlight at this time? Okay. I'll ask once again for public comments on agenda items since that was on the caucus. This will be on the regular meeting, on the regular agenda. The minutes from the open caucus session of August 10th and the regular meeting of August 14th. Consensus to place those on for Monday. Yes. Bills, under category of bills, the food service fund for July, food service August, capital projects fund for July, athletic fund for July, the presentation of bills for payment in the packet for July, and a presentation of bill for payment for August. I'll go to you, Sam. Anything on any of those categories? Any questions from board members on any of those categories of bills? Consensus to place those on for Monday?
Yeah.
Yes. Personnel discussed in executive session. Education. Anything from administration on those other than the some of the agreements? Is that Ed 3? Is that something I don't
Ed 3,
remember seeing that
I'll
name
talk
before.
comments on it as a title.
Yes, it comes out of Title I funds. We have Armstrong School District students who attend non-public schools that are within our attendance area, and we're obligated to support those children through Title I funds. So I contract with Catapult Learning. They hire reading specialists to support those students in the non-public schools. So it's completely out of Title I money.
Any questions from the core education items from board members? Consensus to place those items on? And I got one item under maintenance, the purchase of a truck for the West Hills Complex. I assume that's through the CoStar's program.
CoStar's purchasing, we're getting it through Walker Motors here in Katanning. Price is $47,450. We're trading in two vehicles, 2004 to 2006 truck that are in pretty bad shape, giving us $2,300 for those. So the net cost would be $45,210 to the district. This is on CoStar's, like I said. And we're getting a different type of truck. We're gonna be able to, and this includes the purchase of a spreader, a new plow system, aluminum bed. We're going to put the actual spreader on it. We're going to bring bulk salt to this location like we did at the high school to save money on instead of buying 50-pound bags. So we're going to just have one vehicle and now salt this entire complex instead of having two and doing it with bags. So we'll see a significant savings and time by going this route as well.
Questions on that?
And we're using capital funds to purchase this.
Consensus to place that on for Monday?
Next two items I can address also, scoreboard and sound system for the Armstrong Junior Senior High School Athletic Complex. First is a scoreboard being purchased through demands. We had two different companies we were looking at. One was a Fair Play, one was Dektronics. Chose to go with demands out of Brookville, cost $70,580. Very nice, has different capability for video and a lot of sponsorship and logos and so on and so forth that we feel we need for that complex. And installation will be anywhere between $20,000 and $40,000, depending when they get up there and see what they have to do. So the cost of the board is $70,000, and installation somewhere between 20 and 40.
Those items are they're through that, like the CoStar's program too, already pre-bid out, so saves you the aggravation of going through trying to get bids. And
right. The other one was the sound system, $23,495. Again, this is the sound system not just for using at games, but also there's going to be wireless mics involved for the officials, and also any type of, let's say, graduation we want to do down on the field. They'll have a microphone system and be able to, the speakers go out. One thing I didn't mention on the scoreboard with the video on it, you not only like doing stuff that are games, but also graduation, put a student's picture up there. Each one's when somebody's called up. So these two systems are going to work hand in hand together.
yeah, should be nice. Questions on those two items? Consensus to place on for Monday? Student transportation, just additional list of approved bus drivers for the year. Consensus to place that on. And policies. We have anything to?
Policy 1 is an amendment to your courses of study. Nothing legal in there. It's really a matter of what courses you're going to be offering for the 2017-18 school year and into the future unless you change it. Policy 2, again, there's nothing legal in there. It is modifying your curriculum adoption cycle out 5 years to periodically update that. The next policy, 622, had to do with how the district measures whether or not an English learner, meaning English as a second language, has succeeded and can be removed from the program. The next policies, policy 5 and 6, as you can see, there's a whole slew, 4, 5, and 6, there's a whole slew of guidelines for administration. These apply to using federal grant money and how we spend it. The federal government has adopted a uniform process for all of their federal grants. And the accounting and bidding, quoting, when you don't have to bid or quote, et cetera, for all of their federal grants that could go to a public school district money. These are pretty lengthy. Administration did a first draft. I don't know if all my changes caught up or not.
They did, they were.
Thank you, Linda, because
You're welcome.
some of them were still filtering in today. But that's what this is about. It's really guidelines for administration, which will primarily be the business office, assistant superintendent, and whoever may be involved in monitoring the grant to make sure these guidelines are followed when we spend money.
Thank you. Questions on the policies? Consensus to place on for Monday? Any additional under informational forward?
Yeah, there's some documents in your information folder. One document that somebody always give you this time of year, that's class size by grade, by building. It's in the FYI. You'll see how many sections and what the number is in terms of class size in each one of those. There's some letters of request for equipment that we've gotten in the past for some of the district's property where it's went through the auction, hasn't sold, people know it's there, and they offer us a donation if they're able to take those items. There's 3 of those in there, and there's just a couple letters and newspaper articles about the district over the last month.
Anything else from board members want to bring up? Looks like that's a wrap on this stuff. Thought enough. Consent, or, motion and second for adjournment. Mr. Eric and Mr. Riddell, all in favor?
Yeah.
Aye. Okay, we're adjourned, thank you.